According to our rating, the middle adulthood age range is 40 to 65. What age are you, and would you consider yourself to be at the beginning, middle, or end of this stage of development?
I'm 41 years old and I'm in the beginning stage of development.
In Unit 6, Middle Adulthood identifies the visible signs of aging. What visible signs of aging during middle adulthood are you experiencing or have you already experienced?
Thankfully, I have not had to experience any signs of aging in middle adulthood because I'm in the early stages.
Our reading identifies the signs and symptoms of health problems that become more noticed during middle adulthood. What signs and symptoms of health problems have become more noticeable during this stage of development?
I have personally noticed the more unhealthy foods I eat, the harder it is for me to stay fit. It also makes it harder to lose the weight once I have gained it.
So, cognitive development during middle adulthood makes it very slow for your brain to process how things are, because the older you get, the slower your brain becomes. So, have you noticed any changes in your cognitive development?
I've noticed the older I've gotten, the slower it is to process things. And another thing I've noticed is that I have gotten less creative over time.
Social development in middle adulthood is described as losing contact with relationships and being more isolated from others. How have your relationships with others changed during the middle adulthood stage of development?
I personally haven't noticed any changes in my social development due to always being busy with my work and family life.
Work-related issues during middle adulthood tend to be stress. It could include hair loss, depression. It just after working so many years and getting older, things can just level up and become more and more built up on you, and also dealing with families and trying to support them. So, explain your current employment and what are your feelings toward your career at this time? Are you satisfied with your career choices? I wish they would have been done something different. Future goals, what else?
I work at the airport and I have noticed I have more stress load as I've gotten older, and unfortunately, that has caused hair loss for me. My job has been hiring younger kids for different job positions. I have noticed they are more laid back and do not have the same work ethic. Therefore, it does cause work more for us, for the ones who are older.
So, lifestyle in your early years has a strong impact on the health status and your later stages in life. So, just give me a little bit of feedback on if there's anything you would change in your early years in your lifestyle and how that affects you now.
I would definitely say I regret not making early changes to my lifestyle. I would say most likely with my habits and exercise, it can be, I've noticed at least when I've gotten older, it's more difficult to make those habits easier. So it definitely has been harder to implement more diets and exercises in my life currently.
So, according to Erickson, a midlife crisis for the middle stage of adulthood tends to be people asking themselves if they are doing anything worthwhile. Did they make a good impact on the world in their early stages of life? What is there that they can do towards the later stages in their life to create that impact? Is their family going to be um, taken care of? There's so many things that can be thought by going through a midlife crisis. They can also talk about their accomplishments and pride, and just it's kind of like a midlife crisis is like a self-reflection back on your living. So, according to the theorist Levinson Erickson, you experienced a midlife crisis.
I would say I have experienced a midlife crisis when I was working at my job. I stopped and reflected about my family and kids and wanted them to have someone to look up to. I wanted to make sure I was a great father figure for them and was showing them how to work hard. Everything I have worked for, I have worked hard for.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.